Yo, what is good, everyone? And thank you for checking back into the channel. This will be the Water Boys football channel. But before I dive into football, if you haven't already and you haven't checked out my other channel, the review that just dropped today on these Nike Sacai Blazers, go check that out. The link will be down below. Like I said, it will be on my sneaker agent page. I do not want you guys to miss out on that. But let's dive into more of this. We are going to be talking football. Hydrate 702, Water Boys, you know what it is. I will jump into Friday's games, and I'll be talking about some of the games today. Actually, I'll be talking about all the games today. I'll give you a kind of brief, Friday's games because they were kind of boring, and this video might seem a little repetitive because I'm going to be talking a lot about quarterbacks because it's preseason. That's what we're going to focus on a lot because people got to make teams. People got to prove themselves. People got to earn jobs. So we'll see how that goes. But without further ado, subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Let's get going. Okay, so let's jump into the Friday night games. Honestly, I don't really want to talk too much about them because it was a snooze fest. There wasn't much going on with them. First, we had the Bills visiting the Lions. My main thing I wanted to look out for was Trubisky and Jared Goff. And I know it's preseason #1, so we didn't see much. So it was a really boring game. Low scoring, of course. Nothing really that caught my eye that really intrigued me much. Jared Goff kind of looked rusty, but I was learning a new system. And Mitchell Trubisky, did he only have 2 passes? So I didn't really see much from him going into that. So I'm just going to slide that aside. And I'm probably going to slide the next game aside quickly too, which was the Titans and the Falcons. There was no starters to be found. Now, I get it. Like I said, we'll repeat. Preseason game #1. But again, so I should be mostly looking out for people trying to make teams and roster spots. And I didn't really see it in this game. Now, to be fair, I didn't watch most of the game because I watched the first 2 quarters and I got bored of it. So I just passed that aside. But mostly what I seen, which, damn, I already forgot his name. That's not a good look. But I didn't know who the Titans' backup quarterback was, and I still don't because it was some weird name. And that's, like I say, you got to know during the time of year who's your backup because in any unfortunate circumstances, your quarterback could get hurt, and the best position to have that's a backup is a quarterback, so you could still be a playoff contention team. So I don't have too much on this game, so I'll move on to the next one, which we kind of had a nail-biter. We could have had a tie game. And for all y'all that don't know, the Cowboys and Cardinals, because I didn't know going into until I heard on the announcement that preseason doesn't do overtimes no more, which, is cool. I get it. Avoid injuries. A lot of people don't even want to play preseason. Owners don't, GMs don't, so I get it. But, hey, it was 16-16. Matt Prater came in, kicked the game-winning field goal. That was cool because he was the best player in the whole game, actually. He was the only one scoring points. I didn't see anything too crazy. The Cardinals' backup quarterback was a running back, which was wild. Like, every time he threw the ball, he sucked. And then every time he ran, he was really good. And as for the Cowboys, my main thing I said to watch out for was the backup quarterbacks. And they don't got none, which is mind-boggling because Dak is still hurt. But that's neither here nor there. They do have this good running back, and damn, I forgot his name too. But it's not a Zeke. It's like a third-string running back. He got dreads. I don't remember his name because I couldn't see his name over his dreads. That's honestly the real reasoning why. But, man, he is a strong kid. He broke every first tackle. I like to see that. Like I said, you're trying to earn a spot, and I think he went out there and earned his spot. Again, we still got 2 more games. Keep proving yourself, kid. We'll see how that goes. And now Saturday's games, which there's actually one going on right now. I'm going to try to fly through this because before I was making this video, I didn't know there was that many games. I thought there was like 3 or 4. I think I'm jumping into around 6 or 7. So let's start with the game that's going on right now. Of course, this video will air probably later tonight, so it'll be over, so you will understand my take on it. It's the Dolphins versus the Bears. One thing that was interesting to me, which I knew the Dolphins signed him, was Jacoby Brissett. That shows me a lot, and he looks really good. He's very mobile. He's very accurate, and the thing that interests me about that is he's basically a Ryan Fitzpatrick fill-in, which means, do they trust Tua? I think the Dolphins could run in that same scheme where Tua's going to get the start. But if Tua ends up starting, like, let's say 3-4 or 3-5, Jacoby Brissett can pull in a few more wins and then bring in Tua. That's what they did with Fitzpatrick last year. And that wouldn't be a good look. Tua didn't look his best either. He threw a terrible interception in the red zone. It's like almost triple coverage. I think it was double, but the safety was over the top. And he just got to, mold himself into be a better quarterback. But that's what the preseason is about. And also, I saw a couple series with Justin Fields. I don't want to say he was good or bad. What I will say was bad was like the whole receiving core around him in the line. It's like he was like fighting for his life on those. But he did make a couple good plays. The game's still going on right now. Hopefully he's picking it up, balling out, because it just started the second half. But when he first came in, they had him backed up in the end zone, and won penalties. There was 2 false starts in a row. If the Bears are going to be bad, it's not because of Justin Fields. He's got a lot of talent, and he probably won't start the season. It'll be Andy Dalton, but still, they need to mold that team around him to become better. And the next game we have up, we will be diving into, will be the Denver Broncos and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, there's only one thing I'm looking out for this game. I don't really have much to say about the Vikings unless something pops out during the game, but we'll talk about that in the recap. But Denver, it'll be their starting quarterbacks. We got a quarterback competition. It'll be Drew Lock versus Teddy B. Now, honestly, it's not a high-profile quarterback competition. I don't even know if Denver fans really want them as their quarterback. If it was me, I'd roll with Teddy B. We know what we see in Drew Lock. Maybe he will mature. He got maturity over the offseason and things like that. But, man, the last 2 seasons, he's a turnover machine. He seems like he's got talent. I remember when he was drafted as a Chiefs fan, I was like, damn, there's our competition. Denver finally got their quarterback. I love Drew Lock coming out of Missouri, and he's just been a flop. Denver does not know what they're doing with quarterbacks. So this will be an interesting quarterback competition moving into the future, and we'll see how that plays out. But I think Teddy B will win that job. I don't hope he does. I hope Denver makes the wrong decision and sticks with Drew Lock. But Teddy B, he doesn't turn the ball over. He's not as a deep passer as Drew Lock, but again, I would rather, avoid the turnovers than someone just slinging that thing downfield and throwing picks. And next game up, we have the Browns visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm going to stay on the Jacksonville Jaguars side because we got another quarterback competition. Is it really? Urban. Is it really? We know Trevor Lawrence is a starter, but I get it. Bring that competitive spirit out of him. See how he, focuses. Don't just give him the spot. So I completely understand that. But we got him and Gardner Minshew. And this is also going to be a good showing for Gardner. Hey, put yourself on the trade block if you need to. Unfortunately, someone's going to get hurt this preseason. That's how it always goes. You can end up being a starter somewhere else. I mean, the trade deadline's not till week 6. Prove you still got gaming and you're still really young. I just don't think him and Jacksonville are a good mesh. But I'm excited to see what Trevor Lawrence can do because he's supposed to be the new face of the franchise. He could be the face of the NFL. Not. That's my boy Patrick Mahomes. But, hey, give him a couple years and he could be a top 5 quarterback. We'll see. Jacksonville would be ecstatic to have that because if that was the case and he had the Jacksonville defense back then, man, could have been a Super Bowl team. But they ain't now. So it's just like a remolding progress. And let's just see how that moves along in Jacksonville. And next game up, we have the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens, and we are going to continue talking about quarterbacks. But this one is kind of an interesting quarterback competition because it's weird. I can see why Michael Thomas wouldn't want to be there. Nah, I'm just messing. I really am. I don't know. He got bigger issues than the quarterback. But we got Jameis Winston versus Taysom Hill. Now, I don't even really think Hill is a quarterback, but hey, let's see. I know he's an athletic freak. I will give it that. And Jameis, he can be a good quarterback too. He just need to cut down on those turnovers. And I think he will start the year off like that. But man, he will give you that game where he throws 4 touchdowns. And then that next game, he throws 4 picks. He needs to, I'm not even going to say in the middle, 2-2. He needs to be more consistent and persistent with how he's throwing the football and take those turnovers way down. I think he'd be a good quarterback. He just got to take those turnovers down. That's the main reason there's a quarterback competition. That's the main reason he's out of Tampa Bay. He could have been really good with Tampa Bay if he didn't turn the ball over. I remember he had him in a playoff contention that year, and then he sealed their fate by throwing a pick 6. Jameis, 1, stop making war. I know it's not even your fault anyways, but man, you got the weirdest all-season workouts. I don't know what if you're doing it on purpose or what. You go viral more than you do on the football field. But man, go viral on the football field. Be a top 10 quarterback. Take that thing over and let Taysom just catch your touchdowns. That would be the perfect scenario in New Orleans. Next game up, we got the Bengals visiting the Bucks. I am going to ignore the Bucks because I don't like them. No, I'm just playing. really, that they wouldn't have beat us if we had an O-line. I'm still salty about it. But anyways, the Bengals, I'm going to focus on you. I don't know if Joe Burrow is going to play in this game, but it'll be interesting to see in the preseason if he plays at all. I know he still feels a little iffy about that knee, but I want to see how he's recovering from that ACL, and I want to see also Jamar Chase. Like I mentioned, like they got an exciting receiving core. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, they got weapons. Joe Mixon in the back. They can be an interesting team in the AFC this year if Joe Burrow stays healthy. Michael, I'm shooting a video. Thank you. Next day, messed that up. Man, I am stumbling upon my words. What I'm trying to do is, because like I said, I got a lot of games. Let's slow it down. Let's sit back. Let's relax. Next game up, we got the Jets and the Giants. Battle of New York. Two bad quarterbacks. They're not really bad, but it's going to be interesting. Zach Wilson. Some people don't believe he should have been picked there. Maybe he was a one-year wonder at BYU, but we'll see. He's got talent. He looks like a 13-year-old under helmet. I'm not even going to lie. But let's see how he molds. He does seem mature. Like, people love his press conferences. They're like, oh, he's throwing a lot of interceptions. And then he said the right thing. He was like, well, this is the time to throw him. I got to see what I can do. Because I was in college. I can't make those same type of throws, which is exactly right. So I'm glad he's doing that now. He can even do it in the preseason. But once it comes regular season time, that's got to cut it out. So we'll see how that is. Like, I think he's still, like, really, really young to be the starting quarterback. But the Jets don't really got anyone else as backup. So I think he's going to be that day one starter. And Daniel Jones, this is, I think, your make or break year. Like, Giants got pieces. They molded a nice team around you. Like, you got to prove you the quarterback. You got to take that NFC East one. It's not even that hard. Like, you don't have a strong division based off of last year. Of course, there was injuries that were behind that and all with the Eagles and Cowboys. But still, you should be able to compete in that division. You got a strong team, and even you guys had injuries. You got Saquon back. Let's see how he's doing. Daniel Jones, you got to take that team over. You got to be the quarterback they expected you to be when they drafted you. Next game up, we got the Houston Texans, the Green Bay Packers. We got Jordan Love. And then we got whoever is the backup quarterbacks in Houston. I'm drawing a blank. I do know they drafted two of them. Davis Mills, I think, is one of them. The kid out of Stanford. I like him a lot. I hope that's the case. If it is, I will keep my eyes on him tonight. I think he has that would suck, though. If Deshaun ends up getting suspended or traded, and then... But I know Tyrod's a starter, so never mind. Let's cut that out. I forgot completely about Tyrod. But I don't really care about Tyrod because I know he's going to lose that job like he always does. But again, just don't puncture a lung. I know. Too soon. That Herbert situation was like, that was crazy. Like, that happened in the Chiefs game. I never saw that coming. But Tyrod, I think he could be a good starter like for half a season. But if they're missing Deshaun for the whole season or if he's traded, Texans could be the worst team in the league this year. And we already know and we all see that. Now let's move on to the Green Bay side. Jordan Love, the face of the franchise of the future. I think he's going to play. Man, you might as well have him play all four quarters. Every game. Have this be his little regular season. See what you got. Like, promote him. See how he's going to be for your future. Because we already know you're not going to play Aaron in the preseason. There's no reason to do it. He's been in the league 16 years. He don't need no preseason. So let's see what Jordan Love is about. And let's see if he's got the potential to take over sooner rather than later. Next game slated for tonight will be my Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm not going to really be focused on my Chiefs. The only thing I will be focused on with them is, like, any fan in the preseason of their team. Like, let's see the depth you got. Like, they're a very strong, talented team. They should make another Super Bowl run, hopefully, but God forbid any injuries happen. Can someone take over and still continue that Super Bowl run? So I'm going to be looking at all these, like, third, fourth stringers trying to make the team, see if, like, damn, we might have potential even if someone gets hurt. That's, like, what everyone looks out for. So hopefully that's the case. But I'm going to flip to the San Francisco 49ers side. The supposed future Patrick Mahomes, they are saying, that's Trey Lance. Now, I hear he's balling out. I hear he's doing his thing. I want to see him do his thing against us just because I know this game don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything for the record books or anything like that. But, hey, take that step. Like, I think if he balls out tonight and then the next two games, I think Jimmy Garoppolo going to have a different home week one. I don't think the Niners can hold themselves behind being like, damn, We got to keep him on the bench because that's hard. I know it had to be hard for Kansas City to do when they had Patrick Mahomes. The difference is I think Alex Smith is more of a better quarterback than Garoppolo. I know a lot of people could put him on the same level. Garoppolo, let me retract that because Garoppolo can't take him to the playoffs. The same with Alex Smith. The problem is, can he take them to the Super Bowl? And the thing with the Niners is they wasn't healthy last year. They could have been a playoff team. If they're healthy this year and they got Trey Lance, they'll be like, well, why lose the season? Like, let's see what he's about. Man, we can make our Super Bowl run now. And if they don't feel they could do it to Jimmy G, it might be Trey Lance time. Next game up, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the, I would say Oakland Raiders. I almost did. But it's the Las Vegas Raiders. The most thing I'm looking out for this game don't really intrigue me much. Maybe it's because the Raiders are playing, who knows. But the Raiders had a lot of turnover this year, and they make a lot of interesting moves, and I want to see their remodeled O-line. I feel like Derek Carr going to be under pressure all year. They had one of the best O-lines in the league, and they basically released them or they retired, and they just said, hey, screw it. We got it from here. Now, I get it. They were up against the cap and things like that, but, man, if you want your star players to get the ball, you know, like Henry Ruggs, like Darren Waller, if you want Josh Jacobs to run good, if you want Derek Carr to be more than mediocre, you need that O-line. So that's going to be one of the most interesting things we will see tonight and going on in the preseason and probably earlier in the season as well is, can that Raiders O-line, is it good? Is it the same? I doubt it is. Like, I think they went from... I think their O-line was one of the strongest vocal points of that team. It was almost top 5 to me, if not it was. To probably be what? Top 15? Top 20? Like, damn, that's a huge hit definitely for a team that's not even that strong of a team. In the last game on Saturday, we got the Battle of LA. It's not really the Battle of LA. These two teams have only been there for 2 years. So, it'll be the Chargers versus the Rams. And the thing I'm looking out for, and I even wrote it down right here, and I probably shouldn't have because he probably won't play. But then I'll just say it anyways because I want to see it in the regular season, is Matthew Stafford. I think he can make this team a Super Bowl favorite. I think they'll be strong in the NFC. I think this is the team that could take out the Buccaneers. I like Stafford a lot. I like, the opportunity he's getting. Like, he's never been in this type of environment, this type of situation to where he can make a playoff run. Like Detroit, they had him basically stranded out there for 11 seasons. It's his time to shine now, and I think he's going to make the most of it. I like the Rams, man. That defense is crazy, and now they got a quarterback that can, orchestrate that offense. They could be a scary team, and they could be the team that take out the Bucs. I wouldn't be too upset if they do. Of course, I think the Chiefs are going to go to the Super Bowl again, and I want to see the Bucs again because I want to take their ass out. But I don't know. They might not even get there because they running on this high, and the Rams just might, take them back down to reality, and I hope that's the case. Actually, no, I don't, because I want my team to do that. And that will basically wrap up all of Saturday's game and the recap for Friday. If you guys made it this far, I really appreciate you. Thank you for checking back into this video. You know who we are, and if you don't, the Water Boys. You want the underscore? It's at Hydrate702. Follow the Twitter. That thing is popping. I'd be retweeting a lot. I keep you up to date on all the NFL latest news and rumors and my insight. It's very fun. I get people, engaging with me. I have really fun with it. And as well, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to this channel. Come on, this is the live NFL news. We gonna have fun on this channel. And if you haven't yet, please give me that big thumbs up, like this video. And with that, enjoy your guys' weekend. Peace.